Hey folks, Mr. Lindsay here. I'm going to go over three questions that we've got in our assignment today. Those will be the first three, and then you should be able to complete the next 10, no problem. These are all about simplifying rational expressions, specifically ones that can be factored. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3 because that gives us an example of all the rest of them. So if we take a look at that first question, we've got p squared minus 5p minus 50 all over p plus 5. We want to see if we can simplify this. That means we're going to need to factor the top. And if you don't remember how to factor, basically we're looking at this last term here. We're looking at the factors of negative 50 that sum to equal negative 5. Okay, so what I like to do here, if I can't just immediately think of the two factors that multiply to negative 50 and sum to negative 5, I'm just going to make a list. Okay, so I've got, let's start with the easiest ones. I've got negative 1 and positive 50. I've got 1 and negative 50. And again, what I'm looking for are the factors that add up to negative 5. Do these add up to the negative 1 plus 50? That doesn't add up to negative 5. 1 minus 50, that doesn't add up to negative 5, so we're going to keep going. So I've got negative 2 and 25, and 2 and negative 25. Again, those are factors of 50. That one, again, you can tell just by looking at it, if we add them together, we're not going to get negative 5. Okay, same thing here. 2 plus negative 25, that's negative 23. There we go. So we got to keep going. 50 is not divisible by 3. It's not divisible by 4. But it is divisible by 5. So we know that 5 times negative 10, or we could have negative 5 times positive 10. And I'm starting to get a sense that this might be what we want. If I add 5 and negative 10, well, guess what? That gives me negative 5. So that's the one that we're going to use. Okay, and that tells us that this top quadratic can be simplified to read p plus 5 and p minus 10. Okay, now all of that is over p plus 5. Notice that we have a p plus 5 now in the denominator as well. Because these are the same, because we have a factor p plus 5 in both, we can eliminate that. Get out your canceling machete, take them down, leaving only p plus 10 over 1. When we eliminate something, we've got to leave a 1 there. And that's just p minus 10. So that first one simplifies to p minus 10. Sometimes, though, you won't be given a quadratic. Okay? And so in that case, you just need to look for greatest common factors. Sorry. In other words, we're looking for the largest term that will go into both of these, and we'll want to factor that out. Looks like the denominator r plus 10, we're all good. We can't factor that anymore. But if you look at the numerator here, we can see 3, that goes into 3r. 3 also goes into 30. So I'm going to factor out a 3. If I factor out a 3, I'm left with r plus 10. How do I know that? Because 3 times r is 3r, and 3 times 10 is 30, kind of reversing the distributive property here. And again, we have r plus 10 in the denominator. And how about that? We've got a same factor in both the numerator and denominator of this fraction. So once again, I can eliminate that, leaving me with 3 over 1, which is 3. Okay? Final example. So if you'll notice in this one, we've got our quadratic term in the denominator of this rational expression. And so we follow the exact same process as we did for the first one. Our result, however, is going to be just a little bit different. So in this one, we're looking at numbers that multiply to give us negative 4, that add to give us positive 3. Okay? So we want negative 4. Again, I'm just going to go through and write out these factors. I know that 1 times negative 4, that's negative 4. And same as negative 1 and positive 4. So if I add these together, 1 plus -4, that's -3. That's not what I want. -1 plus 4, that's 3. That matches 3 here, so we're all set. Okay, we are able to factor this. That means my numerator is staying at k minus 1. In the denominator, I have k minus 1 and k plus 4. Okay, there are tons of videos on factoring on YouTube or Khan Academy. If you're still having trouble factoring after seeing this, also feel free to reach out to me and I can point you in the direction of some assistance. Again, this time we are eliminating that k minus 1 factor. It's in both the numerator and denominator. And so here's where a lot of folks end up making an error. Just because we've eliminated that factor from both and there's no other factors left here in the numerator, that doesn't mean it's not a fraction anymore. It doesn't mean it goes away. Think about what we did back here. When everything was gone, we just replaced it with a 1. Okay, same thing applies, except this time that 1 is in the numerator. So this time we're going to end up with 1 over k plus 4. There's our final answer. Again, come to supplemental block or shoot me a text or give me a call, 215-543-2848, if you have questions about simplifying. And I'll see you in class on Friday. Thanks much.